Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to be making almond flour tortillas. So I'm just going to use a recipe that I found online. I just wanted to walk you through some of the ingredients. Eggs, natural free-range eggs, psyllium husk, superfine almond flour, baking powder, sea salt, and also we're going to use hot water for this recipe.
And also, you can get to my channel by putting in YouTube Cam's Everything. And go subscribe. Bye.
So one of the is mixing the dry ingredients, and we're going to mix a whole cup. I got to add a little bit more. A whole cup of almond flour, really packed down. So here's the almond flour, really packed down, a whole cup. So next we're going to add 6 tablespoons of the psyllium husk, and what that does is it draws in some of the water so that the tortillas are nice and flexible but not really soggy. So now you can see the psyllium husk and the almond flour are together, and I'm just mixing them together to get all the lumps out. And the other thing that we need to add is next thing will be 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to add that in just a second. And then we'll just add a little bit of salt. It calls for a teaspoon and a half, I think, of salt, but I'm just going to add a teaspoon probably, just for taste. So now that all the dry ingredients are mixed, I'm going to go ahead and I've already started 120 milliliters of water boiling. So that's 4 ounces of water. You got to have that boiling so that it activates everything just right. And next I'm going to add the egg. It'll be 4 egg whites that I'm going to add, and then we're going to mix it really, really well with a mixer. And I'll see you in a second. So now we're mixing the egg whites, the 4 egg whites and the dry ingredients. Just make sure you mix it really well. After it's good and mixed, we're going to add the boiling water a little bit at a time. And again, it's 4 ounces of boiling water that we're going to add. So after I mixed together the egg whites and the dry ingredients, it was 4 egg whites with the dry ingredients. Then I added the 4 ounces of boiling water and I mixed it super good. Now the key for the good tortillas is to let this mix and let this dough sit for about 5 minutes before you do anything with it. So let it rest. Let me just be planning for your other steps while it's resting, and that includes getting some coconut oil. If you get the refined coconut oil, then it doesn't taste like coconut. If you use the unrefined coconut oil, then it'll leave a coconut taste on your tortillas. So for this recipe, I would use the refined to get that coconut taste out, and that's a good healthy fat for your body. And we're gonna fry these tortillas in that.
We're gonna do a commercial break. Dun-dun. Commercial break. Watch, it's getting ready. So we got this floor here, little tunnel going through. Then you have a nut with a chair under, another tunnel. Then the floor where you're just going to just relax and want to sit. And just got some pillows and 2 more chairs, and back to the Cheryl baking show. Healthy, woohoo!
So we're back. I'm letting my dough rest. It's just got a few more minutes. Just to recap what we've done already. So we mixed the dry ingredients, and that was 1 cup of packed almond flour, 6 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. We mixed the dry ingredients really good together, and then we added 4 egg whites, and we mixed that with an electric blender, or mixer, I guess I should say. Mixed that really good, and it come into like a coarse texture, and then we added the 4 ounces of boiling water very, very slowly while we were mixing at the same time. And we mixed that for a good while, and then we let the dough rest for like 5 minutes because it does best when it rests. The next step is going to be taking some parchment paper and setting that out and getting your pan ready. We will make this dough into about 6 to 8 smaller size balls, and then we'll press those balls together in the parchment paper, and I'll set up and show you guys how to do this, because in the restaurants, for Mexican restaurants, they use like a tortilla press. Well, not many people have those readily available in their home. So what we'll use the modified version with the parchment paper and the pan. And then after that, we're gonna fry it in a little bit of coconut oil. And we use the kind that doesn't have the coconut flavor. And we'll do that for about 20 to 40 seconds on each side. And I'll show you a little bit of that too. And then we're gonna remove them and they should be good to go. So let's see how it goes. So all I'm doing now is just rolling it out into smaller balls. Kind of like you do hamburger before you press it out. It's really sticky.
Yeah, they look like, they should look like this. It kind of looks like, what would you call it? Like like a not done hamburger looks like.
Maybe like cookie dough.
Yeah, cookie dough, kind of like cookie dough.
And so it did make 8 of them. They're not really uniform in size, so I can get better about that. Literally, this is the first time I've made this recipe, so you guys are with me on the first trial. I made coconut flour tortillas yesterday, and they turned out really good, but they do have like a little bit of a coconut flavor, but they're good for like sandwiches and wraps. I did a chicken and cheese wrap with lettuce and tomato and avocado yesterday, and a little bit of mayo, which is perfect for the keto. So.
And now she's gonna take these. What are these almond flour things?
Yeah, these are almond flour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one
balls.
under the parchment paper,
And
just like
press
that.
it down.
Let me wash my hands.
Yeah, she gotta wash her hands. So we'll get back to you in just a second.
We're just going to take the pan, we're going to put it over top of the ball, in between 2 parchment pieces of paper.
And she's gonna press it down.
And we're going to press it down because we need to get it super thin, and you can turn it like a steering wheel if you want. Put all your weight on it. We need to get it super thin because when it cooks, it's going to rise just a little bit. It has the baking powder in it.
Just like cookies. That's what makes them rise when you put baking powder in it, right, Mom? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like cookies.
And then
but
we'll finish it off with a rolling pin.
This kind of rolling pin. If you don't know what a rolling pin is, it's that right there.
And you can make them as big as you want. Just make the balls a little bit bigger, but make it super thin because it will rise a little bit.
And you don't want them too thick. And we'll get back to you when we are done making this very thin, and we will show you what it looks like. Right, Mom?
Yep.
You want to say anything
No,
to them?
I don't want to say anything.
You just wait for that to come out.
So literally, this is how flat it made it when I did it with the pan and the rolling pin. So we're going to see if I'm able to scrape this off or peel it off and then get it in the pan. So I'm peeling it off.
And it actually comes out pretty easily.
Very slowly. And then we're going to drop it in a hot pan.
With some oil in it.
With some coconut
This
oil.
kind right here works very well. We think, for right now. And the ingredients in it is not that bad.
And it won't take long.
And we'll just update you when it is done.
So it's cooking, but I put it in there a little bit too soon, so it's going to take a few more seconds. So literally, once the pan gets hot, it's like 20 to 40 seconds. Okay, so I flipped it. So far, so good. It's staying together. It's perfect. Let's see how the next one goes. We're doing the second one. It turned out a little bit better. A little prettier. Make sure you have plenty of coconut oil on the bottom of the pan. Make sure it covers, because if you don't, it will stick. And I'm taking the spatula and going up under the sides, kind of like a pancake or an omelet. And you flip it. Look at that. So now Cam's going to try making one. So show them what you did.
Wait, what do I do? Do I push
What's
it
in the
down
paper?
first?
What's in the paper?
Oh! So,
It's one of the
it's
dough
just
balls.
like one of the dough balls.
Yep.
And this is going to make a
Almond
flour
tortilla.
tortilla. So I'm just going to push it down.
Which only has, it has less than 10 carbs, I believe is what it said. You need to use the pan. You can't do it with your hand. You really need to use the pan.
I just used my hand to press it down a little bit. And now I'm going to use the pan.
Use all your weight.
This is impossible, Mom.
All right, that initially flattens it, and then you need the rolling pin to really smooth it out. I've done a couple, so here's my couple that I've done, and they look really good. And they're really pliable, so you can move them and you can roll them. You can roll them up, and they don't break. They're super thin, so not a lot of bad eggy texture like some of the coconut flour ones. And then here's the ones that I've made that I'm just waiting to cook. So they're sticking to the parchment paper. These are the ones I've rolled out. She's doing another one, and then we'll fry those the same.
Is that enough right now?
No, that's not thin. It has to be really thin. So use a rolling pin.
Oh, now use the roll?
Yes.
I thought that's what I was asking you.
Yeah.
Feels good. Now I'm just using the roller pin. I don't want to break the parchment paper.
You're not gonna break the parchment paper.
Is it hard to break?
Parchment paper is excellent. Don't roll too hard. Roll in all directions.
I'm gonna roll a little bit this way.
And you can lift the parchment paper up to see if it's thin enough for you. Or if it's too thin, you can fold it over if you want and then kind of do it again. You can always redo it. If it gets too thin and it won't come off the paper.
Now I'm doing it diagonal. And then I'm going to do it the
Hey everybody, so as I'm cooking this, one thing you can do is add a little Parmesan. You kind of cook it in. And then you can add some Italian seasoning. I like Parmesan, but you could just add a sprinkle or two. Makes it a little bit healthier if you just add a sprinkle or two. And then you can add some Italian seasoning. You can also do that in the batter if you'd like. And that just gives it a little bit different flavor.
Okay guys, so I'm doing the last one. As you can see, there's no more in the bowl. So you can make about 8 with these. Now I'm just gonna roll it. And make it as round as you can because I know it's gonna be kind of hard to make it as round as you can, but just try.
I'm gonna show you some of the ones that I've done. A whole plate full. And some of them are a little oddly shaped because Cameron did them, but but yeah, I mean, look at them. You just either make a breakfast burrito with them. This one has the Parmesan and the Italian on it, so you could do like a chicken wrap or a sandwich wrap. Excellent. And let me show you another thing. I'm gonna take this one out here, flip it over. So when thinking about making wraps, so there's a few things I want to tell you about. So this stuff right here, uncured chicken bacon, I get it at Harris Teeter. I'll show you what the pack looks like. It comes fully cooked and it has 2 separate sections.
It does?
Yeah, it's super. So here's the nutrition facts on it. It's 1 gram carb, 4 grams of protein, not very many calories at all. So that's excellent. And it's uncured, so it's nitrate free, so it's all healthy. And the other thing,
these chunky pepperonis?
if you're trying to do like a pizza wrap or an Italian wrap in these, you can add Applegate uncured turkey pepperoni. This is the best ever. Applegate products are the best. There's your nutrition fact. But I buy Applegate hot dogs all the time because I love hot dogs, and they're all natural. They're beef. There's no additives. They're completely natural. So they're super good. And everybody in my family likes them. So we're all done. Hope you enjoy your wraps. Here's the final wraps. And there's about, like I said, made 8 of them. And they're super. Enjoy. And you can always follow me on my YouTube channel. You can like and you can subscribe. Essentials for you.